We go. All right. So good morning, Oldfield. I'm Shelly. Today is Thursday, April 16th, 8 a.m. muscles class. So as I'm doing my little welcoming, you're going to get yourself set up. Some background music that's motivating, has a strong cadence, may help you lift a little bit heavier and feel like you can work a little bit longer. Water or whatever you're hydrating with close by. And then any toys, tools, or props. I've got a heavy jug of laundry detergent that I'm going to be using for my squats. I'm going to secure the cap to make sure it stays closed. I've got two brand new equal, what are they? Little snuggly something. I don't know. For the laundry, for the laundry cycle as well. I think it's. I'm just kidding, man. I'm acting like I don't know what it is. Like I don't do laundry. And so I've got this ready to go for maybe some lunges. If you've got the good fortune of grabbing weights at home, do that now. I will be using home goods for today. And then you want to make sure you have something lighter, like a can of soup. We're going to be doing some horizontal movements at the shoulder head. There is a Santa. I was cleaning out a closet and found some hand weights that are about 1.5 pounds. So I'm going to treat myself to these. So instead of my can of soup today, I'm going to be using these that I found in the closet. All right, our goal is to strengthen, put a load on our muscles, tone, and have some fun. One little thing I want to share with you before we begin. Leonardo da Vinci said, "Iron rusts from disuse. Water loses its purity from stagnation. Even so does inaction. It saps the vigor of the mind." So thank you for coming out this morning, and let's energize ourselves, including our mind. And here we go. So find flooring, space, and let's just march. It doesn't matter which leg or foot is leading, just find a start. Find an erect posture. Take those feet out a little bit wider, breathe. Stretch. Add air. Last one. Let's march it. Narrow and wide. Narrow and wide. Added intensity, drop that seat. Beautiful. Your bottom is reaching back and down. This time, feet stay out wide. Little toe tap. Big reach. Stretch. Push off those toes to wake up the calf muscles. Keep that reach. Or add a little shoulder circle. Being mindful of chandeliers, lampshades, walls. 4, 3, 2, when you're ready, reach forward. On this one, grab those fingers, right? Flex and extend. Grasp. Getting those hands ready to grip. Take this into a twist, a little reach. You're really pivoting off the ball of the foot, getting that hip to drive. 4, 3, 2, feet stay out wide, toes. Knees and hips turn out, and we drop that tail straight down. Squeezing the outer edge of your seat. Dropping that tail a tad lower. This time, we'll stay. Arms, little bicep curl. Expressing all the way out, all the way back down. Trying that one more time. Little bicep curl, bringing those arms up and out. Stretch. And just send those hips right and left, left and right. From here, push those hips forward and back. Charging up those legs and release it down. Take those toes forward. You can stay right where you are. Just wave that spine. This is a great way to do a little diagnostic to see how you're feeling today. Giving some length to the front of the body as you lift the tail. A nice little stretch to the low back. From here, a little twist. Spin for the barrel of the ribs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Come back center. Zip up those feet. We're going to stretch that body long, and then we'll start our session. So awaken the body by getting length, spinal elongation. Hands behind you, interlace, open up that chest. And then anything you need to do. So I'm going to give you about 20 seconds. If you need to kind of shake something, move something, grab some water. Certainly make sure that motivational music in the background is on. Make sure your toys, whatever you're going to be using for resistance, close by. We're going to start with legs. Heavy. So grab 2 things that are heavy or 1 thing that is heavy. Squatting. I've got my jug of laundry detergent. I'm going to hold it wherever is comfortable for me. Feet just outside of my shoulders, dropping down and squatting. The idea for a great squat is to get your thighs parallel with the floor. Yeah, your thighs parallel with the floor. You don't have to go any lower. That would be considered resting if you're dropping the hips all the way down. But see if you can get your thighs parallel with the floor each time. If you have longer legs, you may be moving a bit slower than I am. If you've got shorter, stronger legs, you may be moving quicker than I am. Don't worry about that. Let's get some great squats in. The load is in the heel. Glutes, hips driving us. We're going to hold this in a static position. Ready, set, and squat. Legs parallel, thighs parallel with the floor. Hips way back, chest way up, holding that resistance. Breathing. 4, 3, 2, rise up. Awesome work. Release your heavy and grab 2 heavy if you can. 2 heavy. We're going to balance out with a lunge. So secure your weights, whatever you've got. We'll step our right leg forward, left leg back. There'll be some space, and we're going to drop that knee down and up. You can stay where you are, just giving you a little visual from the side. Posture will be upright. And we're lowering to the degree where we feel it. Let's try 4 or 5 more. Going for depth and technique today. Front knee stays tracking over the ankle. 1 more. And then pause and hold. Static. So we're doing some stationary strengthening, holding a position and breathing. We're not holding for very long. So please psych yourself up to do it. Just a few more seconds, allowing the muscles to turn on, provide heat, and maybe a little shaking. 3, 2, rise up. Switching legs. Lunge. Back set of toes, push off. Front heel anchors us. Most of us probably could lean back a bit more than we think. And you're finding good depth, that front thigh may be parallel with the floor. Just a couple more, and then we're going to find a static or stationary position. One more. And then this time down and hold. Squeeze the inner thighs to get a little more stability in the lunge. Pull those shoulder heads back to get a little more stability in the posture. Soften what you don't need, all right? Maybe your thoughts, maybe your jaw, maybe your face. Put it into the legs for 3, 2, and stand tall. Great job. Push those off to the side. Back to something heavy, only in one arm. Deadlifting. Deadlifting. So I'm going to send my jug to my right hand, and it's going to replace my right leg in terms of stability. Feet about shoulder width apart, and I'm going to dive forward in my single leg deadlift. My body is firm, like a seesaw or teeter-totter, and the energy is pushing through that back heel. Strong, straight spine. And this jug will challenge you or your weight on the way up, but it will also help stabilize you, right? So think of the jug as assistance. And of course, it does provide resistance. How's that for your poetry today? I like to rhyme. When you are ready, let's just keep it stable, strong, powerful. Brace the abdominals. Can you lift that back leg any higher and straighten it any longer? The answer is yes. And rise. Great job. So you would have felt that in your stabilizing hip and hamstring, a little bit of the low back. All right, switching sides. I just checked to make sure my container top is nice and firm. Feet about hip width apart. And I'll start my deadlift, single leg. My back toes will turn towards the floor. Our tendency is to have the toes flare out. See if you can rotate them toward the floor. All right, here's your little poem for today. Roses are red. April is gray. I sure do hope we get out of our houses in May. Good, lengthen. The heel and the skull are on the same line of energy, and the return is what you're focusing on. We'll try a couple more, and then we'll maintain a little static hold. Beautiful. This time, dive into your best single leg deadlift, focusing on the hamstring complex, and breathe. Drive that left heel back. If balance isn't on your side today, grab onto something a little bit. That's okay. You really want to charge up the back, the posterior chain of the leg for 3, 2, and rise. Really good work. Release this down. Grabbing something for calf muscles. So I'm just going to place this overhead to throw myself off balance. I'm going to actually make my center of gravity higher by taking more weight above my belly button for calf raises. So feet are going to be about hip width apart. Remember, we're working on lower extremity right now. And my heels are just being buoyant. They're not slamming down. They're spring loading up. And I'm going to take my weight and lift it up overhead to challenge. You can also have really heavy weights hanging down by your sides as well, right? So really whatever works for you. Same thing, we're going to be doing a few more calf raises. And then just holding on the tippy toes. See if we can stabilize through static. All right, one more. This time up, lift those heels up and stay on the tippy toes. Wobbling and shaking is legal. Just squeeze, let those toes do their work. Heels a tad higher. And release. Awesome. Turning those toes out, lifting the heels. This time I'm going to take my jug or weight behind me just to see how that feels with my externally rotated calf muscles. So with each lift, the focus is on the big toe, not so much the pinky toe side. So shift that weight, right? Sharpen that mind by just honing in on your body right now. So easy to let the mind be distracted. All right, this time what are we gonna do? Lift up and hold. Get a little more platform underneath the heel, a little higher in that footprint, and maybe that jug or weight reaches back. And notice what that feels like to have weight behind you. 3, 2, and release it down. Really good work. Okay, last calf muscle for right now, turning those toes in. Your weight can do anything you'd like. I'm going to grab onto my jug and I'm going to hold it out in front of me to change once again, balance. So sometimes we move that weight around, it counterbalances us. Other times it throws us off balance. Notice what this is doing for you. Strong core, stronger breath. 3, 2, and you know where we're going. We're just going to stay up and hold this. Feeling the ankles charging up, legs firming up. So good. A little higher with those heels. Be daring. Find some courage. 3, 2, drop the heels and release the weight. Back to your big, big jug, your big, big weights for squats. Yes, we've already squatted. We're going to do it again. It's that valuable. So something heavy. Once again, I probably should have made it clear. You can also do body weight today, right? You don't have to do heavy loads. Okay, feet just outside the shoulders. Try to get those thighs parallel with the floor. Nah, I'm going to take that back. Don't try, just do it. I'd rather have you do 3 or 4 clean squats and take a break than just try. You can do it. Good, a couple more, full range of motion, and we're going to pulse this, burning out those legs. Sternum or breastbone is lifted. Let's try one more. Come on down and pulse. No bouncing, just a little suspension up and down, playing with your training zone. And making sure you've got equal weight on your left leg as well as your right leg. 3, 2, 1, press up. Good work. Going back to 2 pieces of equipment, lunging again. So we're going to be repeating what you've done. Stepping, left foot forward, right leg back. Down and up about 10 times for some symmetry. You're welcome to count. If you're moving with me, I've got you. Draw the shoulder blades together. Free up the space in your lungs with air, and then dive down and pulse it out. It's controlled. There's a stop and a start here. 3, 2, 1. We'll go right to the other side. No need to rest. So if you find yourself on a tightrope where your sneakers are hidden, this is going to be challenging. So step out on the railroad tracks and 10 lunges. Torso tall, body slides down and up. And each repetition has your attention. Coming up on our final one, best one, deep dive down, pulse. Can you sit any deeper? Drop the tail. 3, 2, 1. Come on up for air. Good work. Okay, back to our single leg deadlift. I've come back to my big heavy jug. We're going to be doing our single leg deadlift and adding that pulse. Let's start with that jug in the right hand. Left foot is firm, and we're going to hip hinge. We're going to dive forward with a flat spine. And here we go for about 10. My goal is to keep that back sneaker suspended the whole time to challenge my balance. That's a goal. And I'm striving for it. Good, about 4 more. When you're ready, dive forward and a little pulse. So your body looks like a T, and then you're just floating in and out of that deadlift position. It's very small. Left hip, waking up. 3, 2, 1. Come up with the back muscles, switch sides. So when you're feeling something, it doesn't mean you're out of shape. It means you're getting in shape. You're doing what you need to. Like, that was a lot for me. I'm like, oh, phew, when am I ever gonna get in shape? No, I'm doing it. I am doing it. You are too. Right foot down, switch that jug, make sure that little cap stays on. If you've got something that's containing with liquid, and here we go. I get a little stronger in my form here. Back muscles are really driving this, right? They're keeping me upright. My goal is to keep that back sneaker off the floor at all times, but not compromise the depth. Good, a couple more. Allowing the hamstrings and back muscles to lift us and get into your best shape, pulse. So it's an arabesque position for my dancers. It's warrior 3 for my yogis. So we're all doing this together, right? Even if this is not your favorite format, no worries. Make this work in your body. 3, 2, feel it. 1, come up with a tall spine. Don't even get rid of that weight. Let's grab on to heavy. Taking those legs out wide. Drop it down. So your legs can go out as wide as you need to. In fact, wider legs, a bit more accessibility in the hips, and a little more sensitivity for the knees. If your feet are a little too close, this is not a bad movement. You're just not getting as much power, and your knees may not be as happy. Remember, there really isn't a wrong human movement. It's just knowing our bodies, working with whatever we have for histories, and then also really honoring where we are each day, energetically, emotionally, physically. A couple more. Get those thighs a little bit lower, Shelly. Shelly without an E, that's me, not you, Shelly Martin. That's this Shelly. Get those thighs down, and when you're ready, little pulse. Yeah. So we're targeting the legs. And we'll now work up the chain in 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall, slide those feet together. A little intermission. So that was our legs. You should have had those legs get charged up with the movement, the technique, the repetition, and the resistance. Cheers. We're going to continue on our way for big muscles going up into the back. We're going to be rowing. So grabbing something that is a bit challenging. And I'm going to say my little handy dandy laundry detergent. That's feeling good for me today. I'm going to place it on my right hand. And with that, my right leg is going to come back slightly. I'm going to have a tall spine, fold, left hand on thigh, and I'm going to row. Join me when you're ready. The detergent bottle is coming out toward my front sneaker, and I'm pulling back with right shoulder blade and all those muscles that we can't see. Couple more. You should already be feeling this with a heavy load. Now, hold it up, freeze, static. Can you hold it back a little higher? I bet you can. Abs are in, breath cycling, spine long. Tuck that elbow in. 3, 2, and come on up for air. Switching sides. New weight. Same side leg goes back. Support, no slouching. And then it's almost the sawing action or retracting. Elbow drives back. So if you've got big weights at home, you're using them now. That weight reaches toward the front sneaker on that diagonal pattern. Breathe. Couple more, and we're going to be static or stationary. It's also called isometric. Ready, pull it back and freeze. Shoulders down, so I'm not relying on my neck, I'm relying on my back muscles to hold. We breathe. Elbow may tilt in just slightly, and that'll take some tension if you are feeling it in your neck. Just take a break. And release, stand tall, back to the other side. Same thing, but we're gonna add that pulse. Find your lunge. We're doing about 10 pulls. So one side may feel a bit cleaner or easier. That's all right. Bodies are asymmetrical because of our careers, our occupations, our hobbies, our habitual patterns. And the goals are just trying to balance that out. It may never happen, that's okay. Last one, little pulse. 6, 7, drive it back. 8, 9, and 10. Coming out of it. As you release out of the lift, do that with as much setup as we do getting into the position. You don't want to just kind of collapse out. You want to come out of it just as mindfully as you went in. Other side, if that's not clear, and let's hit it. About 10. Feel. Allow yourself to feel this. Allow yourself to feel that shoulder blade moving toward the spinal column. Your gaze can be out in front of your toes, so your neck feels super supported in that neutral position. One more. This time, little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You're doing it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly release. Come on out. So good. Okay. Shake stuff out. We'll get to our chest when we get to our mat. Right now, first time this morning, lightweight for some arms. We're gonna be doing some isolation stuff, and we're gonna start with shoulders. So, cans of soup, water bottles, or like I said, I found some fun. Got my little 1.5 pound weights. Okay. So find your feet, stabilize, soften your knees so there's a little bit of buoyancy. I'm going to take those palms. Cans will be wrapping just like my fingers are, but we're just going to lift and lower. Just a couple here to test. You can always bend the elbows to make it a tad easier. Straighten the arms for a little more excitement. When you're ready, lift them up and a little pulse. So notice I can see my shoulders. My hands are not covering or shadowing them. I'm just below my shoulders and it's a tiny pulse. Building shoulder tone. Stability. Sculpting. Whatever term you want to use it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease down. We're going out to the side. You have lighter weights, so the arms can extend out. Once again, if you need to do your medial deltoid with the elbows bent, now's your time. If not, extend those hands out, and they'll halt or stop right below the shoulders. Notice, make any accommodations, and let's put that pulse on. So if I put a marble on my shoulder, it would roll down to my fingers. There's that little bit of a decline. That way I'm not using my neck. In fact, my upper back, my back muscles are supporting long, strong arms. 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly release. Doing that same thing, pushing back. Our tendency is to round and try to fight. See if you can find your posture and push back. Push back. Now you can go for height. This is the one that most of us probably don't have as much range of motion. Make any corrections with your cans of soup or weights, and you know where we're going. If not, I'll tell you. Up, back, little pulse. Posterior delts. My arms are super charged up. And it's a small, small movement, isolating, concentrating. 4, 3, go higher. 2, 1, and release. Hey, shoulders. Hey, shoulders. Okay, we're gonna do one more. It's gonna look like a bicep, but it's really gonna be bicep and shoulder. I'm gonna stay super light. I'll show you what it looks like. We're gonna start here with the bicep. And notice I'm not all the way down here like I would be if I had more resistance. I'm gonna start here. And then we're gonna float out, and then we're gonna press up, all right? So grab whatever, I'm staying super light. Start with just a kind of mid-range bicep. Athletic legs, athletic ready. We used to call it triple threat in basketball, right? So you're ready to jump, pivot, or stay in place, right? So triple threat, both feet are anchored. All right, now start to get a little more serious, and elbows will extend right out from shoulders, and a bicep curl. If this is too much, lower it back down. All right, keeping everything, a little pulse. Keep the faith, keep the movement. That's my husband, he's behind the door making fun of me and making me laugh. He's dancing. Oh, and I think he's giving us some words of wisdom. I can't see without my glasses, but I'll grab them in a second. Grab the elbows, grab the hands, glue them together, and shove everything up. I'm just going to turn my palms in, and now here is the pulse. Here is the pulse. Oh, he's got heavy ones. I don't know if he can do it, folks. Oh, I don't know. Does he have good forms? I don't know. Yeah, you got to get those. Oh, you got to go light, sweetheart. You got to go the elbows together, above your shoulder. Elbows touch, hands touch, pulse up. Higher, 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 higher. Don't drop them down. He's going really heavy. Small, small, small. Don't drop them. Stay right there. That's it. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. So good. So good. We're going to now work triceps. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
I've asked him to come to a couple classes to help with class. To model, so I can show and talk and whatever, and he goes no still. So maybe soon. Heavier weight, tricep. We're gonna be kicking back. I did grab my handheld weight just because I want to. So when you're ready, little squat. Hike up that weight and kick it straight back. The higher the elbow wing tucking in, those two things will help move right into the tricep. And you're working on straightening that elbow, getting length. Beautiful. Little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You're looking good. 3, 2, think elbow, joint, tricep, muscle. Release. Other side. Hike it up. Kick it back. This is our last standing exercise. We'll be coming to the mat soon. I haven't forgotten our chest, and I certainly haven't forgotten shoulder overhead press. When you're ready, little pulse it back. Keep working on lengthening. Abs bracing. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Now's a great time to get your mat if you choose. One heavy apparatus or weighted equipment, and then one kind of medium, whatever that is for you. I'm going to quickly take my sneakers off. You don't have to. Part of it is I want to be barefoot, and part of it is giving you time to get yourself set up. All righty. So with the chest, I'm going to be using my big jug and pressing it straight up and down. I'm going to feel it, chest, biceps, and triceps. So I'm going to just move my screen just a little bit. A little bit better visual. All right. So this is final big weight, grabbing something big, sliding down, holding on. I have my resistance or my jug right over my chest wall. I'm pressing straight up. Feeling it, entire upper extremity. So my jug is not the same shape, it's got a handle. So halfway through, I'm gonna flip. So both sides get equal amount of liquid to push. Then our final movement, a little pulse. Oscillate. 3, 2, 1, and release. Slide that weight off to the side. Help yourself into a seated. We're going to finish with overhead shoulders, a plank, and we'll call it a day. So grabbing anything that inspires you. It's going to be one arm at a time. Sitting however you wish, kneeling is also an option. And from a seated position where there's no momentum, rock and roll one arm. Stiff arm, raise the roof. Hopefully you grab something where you're starting to feel it. Maybe one more. That's it. Switching sides. One arm at a time. That makes our core have to work a tad harder. Seated just takes our leg momentum out of it. Punching those knuckles up through the ceiling for 3, 2, 1. Done. Awesome. Okay. I'm timing you for a plank. I'm going to give you a couple of variations. It's going to be a full minute. Remember, when you're coming into your plank, you can do your shoulder taps. You can certainly do a leg lift. You can hold onto your hands, your elbows. It doesn't matter. I'm going to grab my glasses, look at the clock. I'm really going to time you for a full minute. Get your plank on. Ready? set, I'm just clearing it, and go. And my timer really, really is timing you. You're like, Shelly never counts correctly. I don't, but I do have a timer. And it's right there. You're 11 seconds in. All right, reach those heels back. Push the chest forward. And anything in the middle, draw it in and up. Pull the belly button in, a little tuck of the tail. And then whatever format variation you are doing great. And I'm not lying. You're 36 seconds into it. And there is the proof. "45 seconds means you've got 15 remaining. The countdown. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Lower down, take your child's pose, whatever you need to do. Woo! Great work. We're just gonna loosen up the muscles just a little bit to get some length back. And I do wanna show you and share what my husband just left off as another little quote. What you do or don't do today is what matters the most, right? Keeping ourselves in the present moment. What you do or don't do today is what matters the most. All right. Finding your space. Sitting in a comfortable position and then lengthening those legs out. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lengthen and dive forward. And then just ease into the hamstrings. Soften into the low back. And breathe. Inhale, rise. We'll slide our right foot in. Right arm up to the sky, big side body stretch. Left arm will join right and roll forward fold, hamstring stretch. So you don't have to go all the way to the toes. In fact, a longer, stronger spine is where we're headed. Knee can bend or it can lengthen out. And then the corresponding toes are going to wiggle even if they're still in your sneaker or toe box. Inhale, rise. We'll take this to the other side. Big stretch up. Lengthen over. So our next class at 9 is cardio dance. So it's some dance move with some fitness moves. And I think the online option is ideal. Right arm lifts, because no one has to see you on video. No one has to see you in class. Cool thing is to have some fun, move and groove. Remember, you do have to click on to join the next class as well. Inhale, rise. We've got 2 more stretches just because of time, so you're welcome to stretch a little bit longer if you'd like. Now take the heel of your hand and get a little self-massage like you're rubbing a balm into the thighs. So the cool thing is, I have sent, I think, 8 or 9 videos. You will see them very, very soon on the Oldfield website. Laura has them in her Google Docs as of last night. So you will have options to review classes and take them at your own time, repeat classes, whatever. I think it's on the Oldfield Communications page, and then she puts the link from the YouTube site to the Oldfield website. Take a big breath in. This is our final stretch because of time. Interlace, lengthen, sprout up. Release down. Final inhale. As you exhale, give it a huge shake down. Give yourself a huge clap, a huge hug, virtual high five. You guys rock it. And just so you know, I used to unmute and let you guys talk. I do have to end the meeting so I can save it and then upload it and all that good stuff. So questions, feel free to reach out to me by email or text or what have you. And I am just going to say adios, have a great one, and you take care. Bye.